shampoo commercial
twice.
was on about, I mean, it didn't work for me, obviously. I love that. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We sell breakfast.
I wash my hair once with shampoo, and then I rinse it, and then I do it again.
I don't.
You can't.
Oh, okay. Hello and welcome to episode 113. Today I'm joined by my guest. I'm trying to get you back for last week. 2 weeks on the bounce. Check me out.
Check you out, matey. Are you here next week? No.
I think so. I should be.
You should be.
Yeah, because the filming job's Wednesday next week, so I don't.
Well, there you go. How has been your manic week?
It's been good. Where was I? Well, do you know what? It's not really the weather for
No, it's not.
promotional outdoor shots at the moment.
Unless you sell underwater gear.
Yeah, that works. Or inside things work.
Yeah, inside things work.
Yeah. So I was at school the other day, and I've just handed off the footage to Alina. I was like, we need the outdoor things. We've got some, and it does look fine.
But it has not been the best weather this month.
No, high winds, which is obviously an issue for the drone.
Very.
Rain.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
No.
Pardon you?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, that, and then there's just a light. It just looks...
It's the January, February dullness.
It's just dark.
Dark.
It's just dark. So, yeah, but really good shoot the other day. And while I was at school, I was filming away.
Right.
And two things of interest happened. One was one of the pupils drew a picture and gave it to me, which I thought was very kind of them. Didn't ask for that. And the other was another pupil then drew a camera on a piece of paper and then walked around the room taking pictures
Of the camera.
of his friends.
Yeah.
With his camera.
That was very clever.
So yeah, that was nice. It was a really nice school to be in.
Excellent.
Yeah, lovely.
You would have thought that teenagers would be doing something a little bit more.
They were primary school.
All right.
University students. No, they were primary school.
Oh, lovely.
So yeah, how's your week been?
Yeah, pretty manic. It's full on. I was saying to... Can't even remember who I was saying to.
Somebody.
To somebody. I think it's fair to say we don't actively do promotion of ourselves. You know, we don't do advertisements, we don't do whatever like that. It's all done through the social media.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
It's more organic.
It's more organic. But in the last 3 weeks, I've had 4 or 5 inquiries. Purely by word of mouth and, your name's been passed on, your name's been passed on.
That our mutual meeting we had, the tablecloth. Our mutual meeting we had last week.
Mr. Terry.
I always ask, how do you get your work?
Yes.
What's the best? And word of mouth's always top.
Oh, it is, mate, it is.
Can't beat a word of mouth. It's
can't.
always the best. But
I always do that, me and Michelle. New customer, yay.
time to get cracking. So yeah.
Yay. But I'm really pleased Terry went ahead.
Yes. Yeah. I just we're just in the starting phases of those.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So but that's really positive.
Lovely project. Looking forward to working.
Good collaboration, Adam.
Absolutely.
Trusted
partner.
Partners.
Trusted partner. You've put paper in front of me, Mr. Reed.
And what do you think of the topic?
Biohacking.
Oh my goodness me.
Now I've heard the term.
Yes.
And I understand it as people trying to hack their body. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. But this is something that I think we're seeing. Well, I've certainly seen more of in the last few months.
Well, you mentioned to me about 2 or 3 weeks ago about this smart ring, and it triggered me. The Aurora smart ring.
Did it? Yeah. There's so much sort of, I don't know, biotech
Monitoring, health, health this, health that.
I've got a
smartwatch.
Yep.
And it
I've got a
monitors
watch on.
my thing. It tells me when I've been sat down too long, and it buzzes and says, get up and move around.
Yeah, mine goes, your heart rate's too high, you need to relax.
Yeah.
And be like, fair point.
Yeah. Mine also goes, it's time for another whiskey, Andy.
Yeah, does it?
Well, I've said that reminder.
Have you hacked the hack?
I've hacked the hack.
Yeah, you have to get that. But yeah, so go on then. Give me the overview. What have you got here? You've got what is biohacking really?
Yeah, so what is biohacking really? I mean, if you take it to the nth degree, it's somebody that's implanted a chip inside our brain, and I think I've written down there for you, my friend, remember
so nth degree being like the furthest
Absolutely.
level. Okay.
And that's our gentleman. I wrote the name down. We talked about him.
Nolan Arbor?
Doris Arbor, who's had the Elon Musk chip implanted in his brain, because sadly he was paralyzed from the shoulders down, and we saw him playing games, we were blown
with
away
his
with
mind.
it. Absolutely.
Thinking. So he was controlling the computer with his thoughts.
Yeah.
Because he had the Neuralink installed.
Absolutely. And incredible. So that's the nth degree. To the lowest degree is what you and me have just spoken about. Our watches that naturally monitor our heart rate, your blood pressure. You need to get up and do some exercises. But I think more and more people now, and I want to come across and I want to get your thoughts, are we going too far? Everybody wears something and says, is my sleep pattern okay?
I think that's the best question.
Yeah.
I don't. So my watch is a Garmin running watch.
Yes.
GPS, all that. And it does my steps and it does my but I actually turn a lot of the smart stuff off.
Yes.
Because I did have a smartwatch and it kept notifying me of everything. And I'm like, this is really not helping me relax.
Stress level, it's overkill.
Yeah. So I actually turn a lot of notifications off a lot of things, to the point I've even turned notifications off on Teams on my phone.
Right.
Because I'll be trying to do something, I'll have shut my email, and then my phone starts pinging, and I'm like, I need to, So
that's fine.
There's a bit of that I found with smartwatches, but do we go too far? I don't know. The problem is, on the one hand,
you have a watch.
You have a watch. Very good. On the one hand, it's done people good. I.e., I know of people that have worn a smartwatch, and their watch has gone, this one was an Apple Watch, has gone atrial fibrillation detected.
Yeah.
A regular heartbeat.
Yes.
Which made them go, oh.
What?
And then they sort of, right, okay, maybe it was just a glitch in the matrix.
Yes.
Left it, and then it happened again. I was like, oh.
I should do something about this.
Okay, I need to go and give the doctor a shout.
Yeah.
And the doctor could look at sort of the data, because it sort of logs the events on, in this case it's the health app.
Oh, the health app.
Yeah, and they could go, right, okay, well, we need to investigate this. Turns out they had, regular heartbeat detected was this thing. It turns out they had atrial fibrillation.
Oh, my goodness me.
So,
and if it wasn't for the watch.
Yeah, and that wasn't because they were biohacking. They just wanted a smartwatch that was monitoring their heart rate. So I've already seen the benefits of this. Your question was, are we going too far? I'm like, well, the starting point is it can actually make you aware of something that you probably should be aware of.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is a balance. So, for example, Michelle has a smartwatch and it buzzes to say you haven't done enough steps. Or it will actually allow Michelle that she will go, right, I haven't done enough steps, I will get up. So I think that's a positive.
Yep.
I think that's a really good thing to do, because it's enhancing people's knowledge and awareness to go, I should get up and move around.
Yeah.
Me and you, I would say probably me more, but typically your job is sat at a desk.
Generally speaking.
I know
Apart
you're
from
out and
media
about.
day the other day.
Absolutely.
Sort of thing.
But I would say
generally.
typically 9 till 5, you're sat at a desk.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
All day.
And if you're like me, and I know you are, my friend, I just sometimes I'm working away and I'm like, it's 12 o'clock. I've just sat for 4 hours.
Well, I worked from home yesterday, partly because I had my training course in the morning.
All right, okay.
So I was doing that. And then I was like, I don't need to necessarily come, I'm only coming in to work at a computer.
Absolutely,
I'm already working.
you're already.
So I just checked to the team, do you need me to come in? I can, absolutely. What I'm very aware of is how little steps I end up doing working from home. So that's the other side. But then that makes me aware of that, because I can look and go. But actually, every Wednesday night, we go for a family walk.
Lovely.
We've decided like that. There's no clubs or anything going on, and the agreement is food, cup of tea, family walk.
Lovely.
Yeah, and it's great.
That's nice.
So that's good. So that's a good way of doing it. But it makes me very aware of, I don't have the stand-up alarm going on, partly because I do like to also take my tech away from me.
Yes, of course.
And I don't want it sat vibrating in the kitchen. I'm going, what's that?
Yeah, no, I get that.
So yeah, I think that's awesome in terms of doing that. But are we going too far? So I don't monitor my sleep.
I don't neither. I take the watch off.
Why?
Because I don't think I need to. Sadly, I'm one of those people. Michelle calls me a computer. Yeah. We can literally be, we have in the early
power
days.
Down. You install your updates.
Honestly, we've come out from a night out, and it's been like 12 o'clock, and we've been buzzing. It's been a great night out with friends. It's been absolutely fantastic. We've walked in the door saying, oh, what a fantastic night. Right, let's get ready for bed. And I will get into the bed, and she'll be like, oh, it was a really good night, wasn't it? And I'm like, yeah, it really was.
Gone.
And she said, literally, you were like a computer. You just shut down, whereas it takes Michelle hours to wind down.
I'm similar in that regard.
You're similar. Once I hit the pillow, apparently there must be a reset, shut down button. I just go,
I look forward to hitting that pillow.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I was monitoring my sleep a bit. But then I was like, when I started doing it, the kids were waking up a lot during the night. And I'm like, I know I'm awake. I don't need to be told. Yeah. And then I'm kind of like, right, because to talk about REM sleep and this, that, and the other, and how much REM sleep and deep sleep and all this sort of stuff that you're getting. But I'm like, the problem is I'm asleep, so I can't really go, right, I'm now going to do this kind of sleep.
Yes.
I've rightfully or wrongfully, I was like, right, I need to not, like the Garmin app keeps going, you should monitor your sleep. I'm like, I don't want to.
You don't want to.
What I do try and do is reduce my screen time towards the end of the day, put my phone on charge. I've always said it, in another room. Reading before bedtime, reading a good book.
Well, as I say, I try and reduce my screen. I switch off from the computer, from the work computer, and then obviously I switch off by switching on my gaming machine. Oh, hang on.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know. So it's made me, I suppose it's made me think about my sleep.
Now, you've hit the nail on the head. I've got a friend, I won't mention their name, but they are obsessed with, ooh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that. Ooh, what's my sleep like? What's this like? Ooh, my heart rate. Ooh, I've not done that. And I'm like, you're stressing yourself out, stressing about what you've not or have not done. And they're like, and they literally admit it. They say, I'm obsessed.
Wake up and my watch is telling me I haven't slept properly. But I might feel all right. I might not, but I always try and get, I suppose I'm always trying to target that. So that it's a really interesting, like, are we measuring too much? I think there's arguments for both. Is probably the long way of getting back to your question was, it's good in terms of, I know where it's let people know about atrial fibrillation and things like
100%.
This, where they probably wouldn't have known until it was much further along and starting to physically affect them a lot more.
Yeah.
Whereas on the other side, you can wake up and you go, I haven't slept. But if you're a parent with a young family, you're
not going to sleep.
Your sleep is generally disturbed. Yeah. I don't know how you'd fix that.
I don't know how you would.
I need to move the child into the garage or shed or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't do that.
But doing my research with this, my friend, I'm still pleased to say that I am on the very, very low end of the diabetes. Yeah. I recently had my check and they're still doing very well, which I'm very pleased about. Doing the research on this, I have had people who are acutely aware that they've got intense diabetes, if that's even a word. I apologize if it's not. And they have attached something to their body that constantly monitors them. And when it recognizes that their blood level, sugar level is low, it beeps.
Yep.
So that is biohacking. Something's in their body and it's sat monitoring 24/7.
I've got a friend who's got type 1.
Okay.
And originally it was loads of blood tests and this, that, and the other.
And you have a prick and you do whatever you need to do.
Whereas now, you can just pull up your phone and go, because you've got these pads on, I suppose, that measure, and they can see it in real time. And it's quite amazing because what they've had to do is they've had to, when they discovered the type 1, I think she actually went on to do food and nutrition degree.
Lovely, yeah.
Because she was really having to, and she now accurately knows pretty much what her blood sugar's doing, by what she's
eating and what she's doing,
what she needs to do, which is it's amazing because but in the early days it was do a jab.
You had to do that.
Yeah,
Michelle's mum, God bless her, every couple of hours.
Yeah, to take the test.
Jab, test.
Whereas
test.
the live data, less invasive, can give you live and accurate data. But I'm seeing a huge push for these in the exercise space, not just for people with diabetes, just general people, let's see what your blood sugar's doing kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's been massive push for these on social media. And I don't know, I'm a bit like, there is as with all these things, there's a time and a place for all these applications.
Yes.
If it educates you and allows you to understand it. What I'm doing, in fact, I'm doing something that's not that end, but in fact the other end in terms of I'm using a calorie tracking app, well known by the world.
Yeah.
And I'm logging away.
Yeah.
Accurately. It's all well and good, but if you lie to it, it's not.
Well, of course.
So at the moment I am losing weight, which is great. I think I'm almost a stone down now, which is
fabulous.
Brilliant. I'm logging, but it's got barcode scanner.
Now, I was
is
about
what
to
I'm trying
say,
to get
yeah.
to. So I can just scan the barcode. Usually it's pretty accurate. Like it matches what's on the packet. If it isn't, you've got to just enter
Yeah.
it. But that's fine. But whilst it's not a wearable, it's what you would have had to do is like measure it all up, and do this. Whereas you can get your portions done quickly and you sort of understand.
But it's a great link because the barcode will obviously link to the internet to tell you the protein, the salt, the sugar, the fats, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's a great way. Whereas, as you say, in the early days, you would like, I'll read the packet, I'll have a look, I've got to do. It's more easily manageable now.
Yeah, and I'm trying to track my protein intake.
Yeah.
Because what I'm trying to do, I'm doing strength training in a calorie deficit. So what I'm trying to do is keep my muscle mass, and there's loads of debated ways on whether it's called recomping, whether how much muscle you'll hang on to. But regardless, I'm getting stronger, and it only benefits me to do that because, frankly, I wasn't doing enough strength work.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's something I could really improve. So strength work, I'm trying to hit protein each day. I can track it all in the app, and I'm also trying to make sure I've got that calorie reduction in. So I'm losing.
So that is a type of biohacking.
A kilo a week is what it works out, but it's never an exact.
It's fine.
Amount.
I think the big thing that, as going back to what we were saying, the biggest thing that prompted me is there seems to be this Aura or the Samsung Ring. They seem to be the big one at the moment. From my research again, the downside to what people are saying is that it's just a ring.
Yeah.
So it's monitoring stuff, but actually, unless you pick up your phone, you will never see the benefits of it.
Yeah, because you can't dial into.
You can't.
It's
easier to wear constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good thing. Again, the downside is my phone could buzz to tell me that I've not done enough exercise. My ring could buzz to tell me that I've not done something. But at least if I look at my watch, it can tell me things. A ring is just a buzz. I have to then pick up the phone app to go, what did you mean by that buzz?
It's a bit full circle, isn't it?
It
it's like
is.
we've got all this technology, and we've stopped moving more because of it.
100%.
So now we're
Doom
relying.
scrolling.
Yeah, so now we're relying on the technology to give us a nudge sometimes.
To tell us.
Some people.
Yeah, so it's fully round. But if we go on, a couple of things. We've already touched number 3, constant glucose monitoring.
Yes.
So I think that, to me, that's a 100% benefit for somebody. It will.
I am interested to try it. I think
Yeah.
it's how deep you want to go with these things, isn't it?
Yeah. Now,
I know that if I eat a bag of sweets, boom, okay. But then again, will it make me aware of an issue that I might not have? Could I be pre-diabetic and not know it yet? And would my question, I suppose, would be just like the watches pull up irregular heartbeats. Would that go? Actually, you should probably go and have a chat with your doctor. I don't know.
one thing that triggered a lot of these thoughts. You remember the age-old saying, "Since records began."
Yes.
Yes. So we do have the mainstream news where they will sensationalise. There are more, let's pick on it, there are more diabetics in the UK than ever. And I'm like, but that's only because if you look back, we only started recording at this point in time.
Aware. Yeah.
We are more aware.
And people might not have known the condition. People might not have known of the symptoms.
Correct.
And not realise that they should go and get checked. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I was talking to a good friend of mine whose child is ADHD, and there's a lot of help out there for people. And we were reminiscing, and the thing that frustrated this mum most of all was that in the early days, your kid's just a little bit slow. I don't want to use the bad term, but you know what I'm saying. And actually, there was a reason behind it. And now that they've taken the correct drugs to normalise, and again, I'm being respectful, the kid's brilliant. But when he comes off those drugs,
there's challenges.
Yeah, absolutely. There are challenges. It's difficult. But since records began, so going back to your point, going back to my
Before
friend,
those children would have been labelled as naughty. I always use air quotes for naughty because the argument is no kids are actually naughty. They haven't been given the frameworks and structures to understand what is the right behaviour necessarily, or they've got a condition where they're burning off energy, they're regulating. They do that by just going for it. Whereas instead of I've seen it with some of the schools that work. A lot of schools offer now a space for children to go regulate.
Yes.
So, like we've all got it, where, I could just punch something sort of thing. They're going, come over here and like squish this ball as hard as you can. Like
jump into this ball.
Yeah.
Boom.
So like the methodology around all of that. I mean, that a little bit is biohacking.
It is a little bit.
How to process emotions and regulate, which is why they call it, So it's interesting, like you're saying, records began, this, that and the other. The methods, the understanding, the knowledge, the signs and symptoms, awareness has increased. So therefore, you'd argue that the cases would increase as well. You'd also say it depends how you measure it, because you could measure the population in people and measure a number of cases in people, but you're going to expect a rise because there's more people. If you look at percentage increase,
it is. Yeah.
So sometimes you've got to take stats with a pinch of salt. I think that's the key thing for all of this with stats and data.
Well, funnily enough, if you... I wrote that at the end.
Yeah, nothing here is medical advice. We'll say that now. Consult the qualified professional.
Absolutely. So going back to the glucose monitoring for the non-diabetics, Adam, when I was doing my post research for this, there is a person in the US where they've got, every morning, they fill or refill a vial of, I think it's called, is it called insulin? Or what, forgive me, whatever it's called.
Yeah, insulin pump.
Yeah, but basically the constant monitoring of this person's condition means that when the device recognizes, it automatically injects.
Yeah, provides some insulin.
And I think that's, to me, that's like, and the person was saying, it's been life-changing.
Yeah.
It's a life-changing moment for me. He says, I feel, bless him, I feel as though I've lived a normal day now. I fill the vial in the morning, I carry on. I don't have to worry about going, oh, God, should I check?
Have I checked? Have I forgotten?
Yeah. Honestly, that's, to me, massive, massive benefit of biohacking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nootropics.
Yes, and supplementation of software.
Nootropics.
Yeah, it's placebo versus performance, I've said here, and anecdotes and compliance. So I think if you look up the word, I was going to, this is one of the points I've marked down on mine. There. Look it up, because it's a new word, NOO, tropics, but it's all about these enhancements and stacks. So if you look it up, it's actually quite incredible what it means.
A nootropic drug.
Yep. No, that's probably not the right thing that you've looked up.
A substance whose action improves human thinking, learning, memory. Yeah?
Yeah, exactly. So
I've learnt something today. I have heard that term before as well, and I didn't know.
So we are taking, or people are taking drugs supposedly to enhance their brain.
Yep.
Now, is that biohacking? Yes, it is. You could argue.
Is it effective?
Is it effective? Who knows?
That's where you've talked about.
And which is why it's a placebo. I feel smarter because I drink whiskey.
No, you don't.
Okay, that's fine.
Don't do that.
But you know what I'm saying? Is it?
So the other, coming back to, I talked about protein.
Yes.
Actually, because people, that doesn't mean protein supplements necessarily. Whilst I'm monitoring my protein, I'm making sure that I'm eating good proteins.
Mm-hmm.
I had some fish last night, bassa.
Oof, beautiful.
Yeah. And I've got some for lunch today. But
did you use the lemon squeezer that our friend said?
No, I haven't actually. No, I haven't. But no, it was in stir fry. Very nice. But nice. For example, people can go. There's a lot of debate on like people having protein supplements and this, that, and the other. If you know what's going in, the idea is it's about total amount of protein that goes in. But all the industry now, which is lovely to hit, apart from all the industry now, all the like trainers and things are saying from food sources ideally, because you get the other nutrients that come with it. Sometimes people go, I want to build muscle. For the case of protein, there's a huge thing around it and all this, and people go, I need a protein supplement. Yeah. And it's like, that's kind of the placebo element in terms of, suddenly they can push harder and they can do this. Now, I'm not saying that protein does build muscle.
Of course it does.
It's a fact. But sometimes people think they're building more muscle or gaining more strength because of protein. So the truth is they might not have just been eating a good supply of protein before that. And I suppose it's just to bear that in mind that sometimes it's easy to go for these things. For example, you get a smartwatch and you lose weight.
Yep.
and you lose weight because you started walking 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Now, you can go, the watch did that. And it's like, no, your awareness did that, and
Correct.
you've done that. So sometimes you become more aware of it, and this, that, and the other.
I think the phrase is better informed.
Yeah, and then there is other examples where placebo effect has been shown in studies on data and this, that, and the other when people are comparing things. So there's a huge amount of data around placebo effect, which shows the power of the mind, really.
It really does, mate. And I think, again, one of the things I was doing on here, whether it's in here, no, it's not. So one of the things when I was talking about the nootropics, and one of the things was about health data, if you talk about bodybuilders, where they physically inject themselves to increase their muscle mass, but that's false. So they look chunky, they look really healthy, but actually it's wrong.
Yeah, so in the bodybuilding space, there's a lot of performance-enhancing drugs being taken, this, that, and the other. I think part of the issue that we're seeing, and certainly when I've been doing my research again, because it's been a while since I strength trained properly.
Properly, yeah.
There's a lot of chatter on the internet of people taking PEDs, and claiming that they don't.
Yeah.
And the problem is then people are going, oh, I can look like that if I... Performance-enhancing drugs are an issue. They do yield results. They also yield side effects as well. So there's a bit of that going on as well. And then obviously there's people talking about like chest enhancement in terms of operations and things like this. I think with the fitness space, you've got to be careful. It's easy to sell yourself on a certain idea or a certain technology and sort of go down that route and think you need it in order to be successful or achieve, a better physique if that's what you want and look. But you don't, I think maybe the thing that underlines this, and maybe you've got it at the end, I don't know.
Yeah, I did the wrong way of thinking. You have to flip it.
Yeah, I know.
You have to do that with it.
Yeah, but I think, it's kind of like, these are all things that sit around your lifestyle.
Yes.
And you become more aware of it. Obviously, PEDs do not.
No.
I would
never do anything like that in terms of that. No, absolutely.
But yeah, so it's interesting to see that. Also, so I suppose when talking biohacking, you see a lot on social media going, oh, I've taken this supplement and it's yielded this.
Yes.
It's like trusting your sources and making sure. And then it's looking at actual data, and then it's who funds the data and this, that, and the other as well.
I think there was a massive case in the early, something was, this supplement did well, or this was very, very, very good for you, done by studies. Turned out that the study was actually funded by the company selling it.
Tobacco companies.
They did a massive thing. Apparently, smoking was good for you.
There was like they did something that said, it's
strange.
It's a bit of a minefield actually when we get into this.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Okay, but supplementation. Obviously, there's loads of things that you can look at in terms of what you're wanting, but I'd argue supplementation, it's wrestling, it's that balanced and healthy diet. So you might go, I'm going to take a multivit.
Yeah.
That's all right, you can do that. But you could try and get all the vitamins from your food that you need as well. So it's thinking about those. There's a big chatter about vitamin D. We just talked about how dark it is this time of year and this, that and the other. So there are places for it. We're not going to advise on what you do. No. But there are theories and things that people look at. So, what's this? You've prompt. Should knowledge workers treat focus like athletes and treat train? Was that English? Should knowledge workers treat focus like athletes?
Oh, no, this is the placebo effect, and this is people taking the drugs.
Yeah.
Therefore, it enhances them. Therefore, other athletes are being better.
Yeah.
Workers... Well, Adam's smarter. He's doing better work. Everybody thinks...
people could go, it's the latest herbal tea remedy. Or
yes.
The latest, yeah.
And that's because I've been doing this. So what I was getting at there is athletes... It's easier to see with athletes, Adam, because, if somebody's storming ahead in the 100 metres, you're like, well, hang on a minute, is he taking drugs?
That's what everyone says, though, isn't it? And
yes.
It's like the Olympics, they are the most tested athletes.
They are. But if you're doing very well in terms of your work, if we were working in the same office, you were constantly getting best employee of the year, which will never happen, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. But you know what I mean? It's well, what are you doing? And you could say, it's down to me taking my protein. It's down to me having a healthy, balanced lifestyle.
I might think that.
placebo. And that's the thing that I'm
so
getting
I
at.
might think that and go, this is the one thing that, you know, we've all been told that by somebody. I did this and it's great. You know, without lifting so taking protein and not lifting the weight.
What's the point of that?
I won't build muscle with that as the example.
But you were talking about it being dark, and again, in terms of awareness, God bless it, vitamin D, my man. God rest her soul. Eat more carrots, it'll help you see in the dark.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was all down to the vitamins that were contained in the original food.
And it's because the vitamins are, I want to say it's carrot. I can't remember. Anyway, the vitamins that are in it it does help your eyes.
It does, because it helps your eyes.
But it doesn't necessarily
help to see in the dark. But that's
just maintain your eyes. Yeah, it was funny.
And again, somebody
that's probably a marketing campaign.
100%.
Milk and strong bones. Do you remember that calcium and all this? That marketing's got a lot to play.
I think again, don't quote me on this, but breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Actually, was done by Kellogg's or somebody.
I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah, where they were saying,
"Oh, look, we sell cereal."
Oh, that's a shock.
It was a cereal company, wasn't it? I believe.
Yeah, exactly. And again, reading this, it reminded me. Do you remember the Blackadder sketch where it says, "I recommend a good course of leeches"?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he was saying by the doctor, and he went, "and the biggest owner of leech farms in West Germany." So again, the same principle.
You need to sort of look at the data and see what's out there and think about, you know, how the thing's been funded. I love that. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. We sell breakfast. So yeah,
but it brought all of these memories flooding back when I was doing it.
But it shows you that it's been going on.
Oh,
so long. You see it in the
long.
newspaper. They say dark chocolate's good for you, dark chocolate's bad
for you.
You see
chocolate's good for you. Chocolate's bad for you.
One glass of wine's good for you. Any alcohol's bad for you. Like there's all this. You've got to kind of really understand what you're doing. And half the time, you know, there'll be studies that have taken place. So you're like, who funded the study?
Yes.
Are you just wanting to, you know, gratify my bias?
I think that's the whole thing. We've just got to worry with it. Yeah. If we look at wearables to insidables, so one of the things...
Actually, while we're on,
Sorry,
shampoo commercial. I remember sat there, we won't say the brand, shampoo commercial.
Do it twice.
Was on about, I mean, it didn't work for me, obviously. Amino acids.
Yes.
So like the amino acids go in your hair, I think the advert was, or something like this. I was like, no. Like you have to don't drink it. You have to like digest it for it to, it was kind of, anyway.
Rinse and Repeat was done by the same brand of shampoo and their sales doubled overnight.
Did it?
Because they said rinse and repeat. A simple phrase and somebody went, now.
There's a bit of an action.
Whether you think it or not, I do. I wash my hair once with shampoo and then I rinse it and then I do it again.
I don't.
You can't.
Oh, okay.
You just use Brasso.
Yeah, shine it up.
So, wearables to insidables. We've seen this. There's a number of people now that have implanted an NFC chip in their palm. So they pay just by waving.
Have they?
Yeah. So you know like your NFC chip on the back?
Like your contactless.
Can you pay for this? And I watched a video literally this morning. Can you pay for this? And the guy just goes that. And the thing beeps. And everybody goes, oh,
don't insert chips into you.
He's done it himself, but actually it works. He's implanted it, puts it on, and it just instantly works. So it's a strange one. Would you go? I think somebody in America implanted.
Sorry, I'm a bit lost. Yeah, that one.
But they did the same thing.
I'm not surprised.
In a glove, where it's the phone.
Yeah.
And they're now looking to implant microphone, so you literally can do that. Going too far? I think so.
Maybe.
I mean. Hello?
Hello?
Literally, I can hear you.
No, hello? We're holding our hands up to our faces.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that is really interesting. And you do wonder, like, do we... this is the thing, right? Someone can do that to themselves, and everyone's like, oh, how interesting. Without getting political, the government wanted to bring digital ID in, and the entire country went, absolutely not. You're not going to track us and this, that, and the other. And I think it's bearing in mind that these technologies, like, you know, someone's sticking a chip. Do you want a microchip in your hand? We saw it with the COVID vaccine in terms of people saying,
they can track you now.
It was there was all kinds of things going on.
Weird.
You know, and so I think it's kind of, but I suppose that is actually a pushback to a kind of a don't interfere with your body. So there's a huge movement of not interfering with things, but obviously.
But also, you're picking up on a point there. Push back on digital IDs. People are going, you're not tracking me. I had that same conversation with somebody where they're going, they're not tracking me. And I went, do you have a phone? I went, yeah. I went, they're tracking you.
You drive a car.
You drive a car.
They might not be tracking you directly, but logs of everything.
There's logs of everything. They know where your IP address is. They know, not that they're looking for that, and that we've had this same discussion. If you've got nothing to hide, then you should have no fear. But if you've got a phone, your mobile signal can be tracked if they choose to. I'm not saying they're doing it all the time, but... So he was like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, it's a strange one, but obviously we're not political. I'm not taking sides.
No, but you understand. So that's interesting. Someone's then going, right, well, I'll stick an NFC chip in my hand. What does he do when I suppose he can reprogram the chip?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Like a barcode reader or a data card reader. But can you imagine coming into your office, instead of getting the card out?
Waving your hand. Oh.
But would it enhance your life?
No.
You answered way too quickly and confidently. Do you not find it incredible that the guy just waves his hand and something happens?
Yeah, but I can wave my bank card and something happens on my
I do the back of my phone now.
Yeah,
I do my watch.
Yeah, I get it. Like, it's great. It's just he's put it. I mean, I could try and swallow my mobile phone and then rub my stomach. Like, it doesn't mean I should.
Right, okay.
I don't know. Maybe there's a place for it. I think, there could be arguments. I'm trying to think arguments for quickly being able to ID people, perhaps.
Now,
And I'm thinking, I don't know, I've gone to military.
Very interesting point. As I was researching all of this, when you go down that rabbit hole, somebody was saying that if they had a chip inside them, but all it did was hold all of their medical
We do it to dogs.
You do.
Cats,
you chip a dog and you chip a cat. Why? Because when you scan them, you know who it is, where it is, blah, blah, blah. Why would it be useful? Would it be useful? I'm not going why. Would it be useful if I had a medical condition and I was saying it would possibly save my life? But
you could put your blood type on there.
Scanning it, and it just goes, you are this blood type, this person, you've got diabetes, you got this, you got this, you got this.
You could just wear a bracelet.
You could just wear a bracelet.
Yeah, I see what you say. I totally get it.
It's in me for life.
Then we're getting into a whole host of issues around consent and freedom.
But that's why I thought this was a good topic.
This is a really
good topic.
Yeah, by the way, we're not taking a position here.
No.
Please don't blow it up, because it's food for thought, though.
That's all this podcast is ever meant to do, mate.
Okay. The workplace angle. We're not chipping the workplace, are we?
No, we're not chipping the workplace.
Any of that. HR, legal, if companies encourage or reward biohacks, risk of coercion and inequality.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you hire a person that is fit and looks after themselves, as opposed to a person that doesn't and has been proven, and again, I'm being very careful, to have more days off sick.
Yeah, okay.
Would you reward the more healthy person?
Okay, here we go. So I've heard of examples where in health insurance companies give you a lower premium if you upload your activity data, I believe.
That's absolutely true.
A similar, not work.
Similar, but very similar thing, because they feel as you're at a lower risk. The same thing happened, remember, in the early days of teenagers driving cars, if they consented to have a black box fitted to their car to show they were not being, shall we say, a bit dangerous on the road, reckless, they got lower insurance.
Yep.
So this is exactly what this was meant to do. Would you, as a manager, hire the more healthy person and reward them because their work ethic is good, they're at work more often than the sick person? And again, I'm not.
This is why I have HR support. No,
exactly.
It's got to be legally fair. Yeah. But you could see someone implementing that. I think that's what you're trying to get at.
That's what I'm kind of getting at.
So you're saying risk of coercion and inequality. So that could lead to inequalities if you go, right, here team, we're going to track how many steps you're doing.
Yes.
Let's go.
The person with the lowest steps doesn't win.
Yeah, everybody's different. And this, that, and okay. Yeah, so no.
Food for thought. Well, you wouldn't, I'm saying. I deliberately put that in,
Yeah. But you could go, if, you might go, we're going to get a gym membership for everybody.
Yes.
Don't have to use it.
No, exactly.
It's available to everyone. It's fair. We're going to, when you start, you get a Fitbit. I don't know, a Fitbit.
Other brands, exactly.
But you could offer those perks, but obviously you cannot condition them. But that's an interesting point.
Again, in America, there has been cases.
Well, there's people talk about smoking. Smoking breaks people going out for smoke. Obviously, it's not agreeable with health, smoking.
But what I'm getting at there is that the amount of stuff that I read, and funnily enough, when you were picking up on smoking, there is somebody in America that, if you got held to account, interview. Are you a smoker? Yes. Right. You were instantly marked down, knowing that forgive me, do I have to legally give smoke breaks? I honestly don't know.
I don't know.
But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People who give smoke breaks, they were saying, I will get less productivity out of you, therefore I will knock you down in the interview process. So are you even allowed to say that? Are you a smoker? So that, honestly, I went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You're not. Yeah. But it's that whole thing by saying, I'm not going to employ you.
So there is an example actually for a work. It's a bit different. A few years ago, I was working in a gym and we used to have a football referee.
Okay.
Who would come in and go for it. Proper, full-on workout. He'd do all of his weights and this, that, and the other. And he was fit, really fit. And he had to log all of his exercise. And this is before
smartwatches,
GPS watches and things like that.
Yeah.
He had to log all of his workouts and heart rate data and send that to the FA.
Wow.
To show that he was doing his fitness.
Yeah.
Because he had a requirement at the standard he was refereeing, it was a high standard, he had a requirement to show that he was, I don't know the exact, but it's show he's working out or he's hitting his fitness criteria in terms of miles covered and this, that and the other. They had, they'd do a fitness test. They'd have to, so in the workplace angle, the military, police, or fire brigade.
Yeah.
Those services, for example, football referee, there are certain elements of fitness that you have to be able to achieve to do the job.
Correct.
So I suppose there is kind of a situation, but it comes with the territory.
I suppose so. And again, if we're touching on the political side of things or the wrong, if I turned up and said I'd like to be a fireman in my current condition of being slightly fit, but I would naturally get rejected, but for the right reasons, because I would be putting people's lives at risk by not maintaining the rule.
So there is, I suppose, there is an element of that, and you can use, like I was saying about the referee having to upload his data.
Also interesting that you mentioned that when I started looking at this, it's not to do with biohacking, but there is a massive push now in all sports. So all of the football athletes wear these vests.
Yes.
And it literally monitors them.
GPS tag on the back.
GPS tag runs around. When we were talking, when I was investigating this, and oddly I was talking to Mark Talon, remember from Northern Athletics, he was saying that a lot of the athletes now, they use tags, GPSs, they use monitoring, some external to be fair as well in cameras, but all of the professional athletes, they say, I can improve my start. Your stance is wrong. You're leaning too much.
Actually, this is brilliant.
Yeah?
The GPS tag thing. So I know it with the rugby team.
Ah, right, please.
So they'll do rugby analysis.
Right.
And they record it, the data while they're doing it. And I remember it was on one of the Inside Line Rugby YouTube things. It's was it a podcast afterwards? Maybe it was a podcast after the fact. He went, that kick chase there, how fast were you running? And he was like, I was going for it. And he's like, you were going 65%. Because they know what his 100% is. And they
So interesting.
So there is an element of that because every time they were kicking that ball, they wanted to see an 100% effort.
Well, of course.
To then chase it. So I suppose actually in the workplace angle, yes, there is massively. And that was during performance. But also, they don't just wear them during the games, the professionals. They're wearing them during training as well. Partly so they can see the training load that's been applied, so they can see, anticipate the fatigue and how much recovery. It's also looking after them. But the other thing they've done in rugby is put microchips in the gum shields
No.
to measure
Impact.
head accelerations.
Ah.
Because they're having a huge wrestle with trying to minimise concussion and head injuries. So they've done things with the rules, but then what they're doing is at the professional level, they've got mouth guards in. What happens is if head acceleration occurs to a certain threshold, the match doctor, gets notified on the sideline.
Excellent.
When the game is stopped, that doctor goes, you need to come and do your head injury assessment. So it's flagged by the technology to the doctor.
Now, to me, that's brilliant.
So they've got a head injury assessment protocol, which is like a series of questions. So it's like seeing how many, you do it in off season when you're free of head trauma, if that makes sense. And then they compare your scores, and it's got really good data to show.
But that's looking after the mental health and the health of the person. I think that's brilliant. It is biohacking to an extent. You're wearing something inside your body, but I think that's fantastic.
But then if they have got a concussion, they then get on the return to play protocol, which is like 21 days. It could be longer, depending on. So, so there's a
well,
really
there you go. That's a really good. You're saying at professional level, do you think at your level, are you looking at technology in rugby to help?
Yeah, we can't. As far as I'm aware, you can't get them necessarily. Right. You can buy your own GPS tag.
Yeah.
You can do that, but it's not very common.
Right, okay.
Sort of grassroots level. Would I want to? Do you know what? I think if I could have a mouth guard with a chip in that would measure my head accelerations and things like this, I would probably consider it. Like I'm an old boy. I'm playing not top level.
No.
I know that I'm just bumbling around, throwing a ball around. With my
but you enjoy it though, and it's good health.
No, like
it's healthy
for me. There's other players that look amazing, sort of thing. But what I'm saying is, given that I work for a living, family, would I want to know if I've had a problem?
Yes,
I
you would.
Actually, I think that would be good. So I'm always careful if I take I've had a break. I'm having a break at the moment because I hurt my neck.
Yes, you did, yeah.
And I'm like, this is quite, it's quite serious when you get things like that. So I would potentially consider
Here's an interesting question then. When you had that neck injury, was it related to one specific incident, or was it? Oh, okay, so it wasn't scrimmage, but it wasn't built up over time.
No, and then it got better.
Yeah.
Oh, and then I played again, and it just came straight back.
Right. So what I'm saying, take the opposite though. If you had a couple of scrimmages where the microchip identified that it was getting worse, you may have stopped. And you may have not gotten to the point where the injury occurred.
Yeah.
So again, that would have been a really good angle for you to have that biohack technology. It's warned you, like the watch saying, "Ooh, your neck muscles, they're beginning to hurt," or whatever. However, it does it. Stop, Adam.
And people might go, "Well, what do you mean head? Like, if you bang your head, you probably know you banged your head." No, sometimes it can just be. I got tackled a few months ago. I tripped over somebody. So someone had done a tackle.
Yes.
I then got hit, and that person that had done the tackle was laid behind me, and I got tackled. Basically, I'm 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
So it was like a 6 foot flat on my back, with my head being at the end of the lever.
Absolutely, that's picking up acceleration.
You get taught to hold your chin in so you don't rattle your head off and things like this. But that was a big fall in terms of that, and that I've been hit harder by people. That was worse because of the angle I fell.
Yeah.
So I was, there was a few weeks break after that, luckily, and I was fine.
Of course.
But it would have been interesting to know what that data is.
The acceleration, the angle, the trauma on the neck.
Yeah,
so again, I'm saying, if you look at it from that angle, actually biohacking's helpful.
Yeah, in that sense.
You could literally, you could probably, let's say, and again, you've mentioned it, you're an old fella, bless you, but if you were wearing that type of technology, continuing to play rugby because you enjoy it and it's healthy, but potentially your app, whatever it may be, could, Adam, maybe time.
Yeah,
noticed.
You should. Yeah,
you should ease off.
This was high. You should ease back.
So it's good from what I can see.
Right. Okay. Health data we've kind of covered. So I'll jump down one. AI and biohacking, the personal coach layer.
Yeah, so summarising your longitude biometric, we've talked about this, but basically it's automatically during your normal day-to-day, it's monitoring you constantly, and then they're using AI to recommend that you do more of this, more of that. Don't do this, don't do that. So we know from a technology point of view, Adam, AI can only work if the data's there.
Yep.
Yep. So everybody talks about
If you're going to use the data.
if you're going to use it, but we all talk about LLMs, LLMs, large language models. Without that, Copilot, ChatGPT, Claude, Anthropic would all be dead. What this is saying, imagine wearing something inside your body that records. Let's jump to the conclusion it can record everything. Mm-hmm. After 12 months, after 2 years, AI would be able to give you exact data and probably either suggest or advise or guide on what to do or what not to do.
And this is where we come back to just check with a health professional.
Oh gosh,
because we're hearing a lot of. I've heard of quite a few things where they're going, right, I'm letting AI do my training program.
Our friend
Kane did it. Didn't he? And then I thought, I will look at this. So here is my weights routine. So it's a 4-day. I do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. What I've done is put I've got all the exercises I did. So I've written them out. They're just at the bottom there. Yeah. But what I have done is I've written that, but then I've used AI to go, so for muscle growth, they say you want to hit each muscle group twice. Okay. And there's not like that.
Oh, okay.
Not hitting like that. You want to work each muscle group twice. So I've said to AI, I was like, am I hitting? So it's a push pull session.
Is that the twice you push?
Yeah. So
and then you pull.
No. So day one pushing. So I did a push session this morning. So I'm doing my chest.
Yeah. Lots of pushing.
Yeah. I'm doing sort of lifts and things like this. A pull session is I'm pulling a bar up from the floor. Say.
Right. Okay. I got you now. Yeah.
Bicep curl is a pull. Shoulder press is a push.
Got you. I'm with you now, so it makes sense.
So sort of divided it like that. And there's a whole load of ways, and people can take it apart.
Exactly.
This, that, and the other. What I have done, though, is gone, right, these are my 4 days. Am I hitting each muscle group
correctly
twice and at least over 10 sets a week?
Yeah.
Because that is like the data that set that, and that's the literature.
Yes.
It says, you want to be hitting a muscle group 10 to 20, sort of diminishing returns as you get higher. So I have used AI to check that.
Not to give you the answer.
Now, bearing in mind, I've got qualifications in fitness from my previous life.
Yes.
So I've kind of got a starting point.
Right.
But there are a lot of people that are just going to AI and going, give me a
health routine.
So be careful. Because
and that's exactly what I was trying to say.
Free weights, there's so many issues around technique and lifting appropriately, overloading it. How much, they're saying, if you want to get strong, you need to go hard. It's like, yeah, but I've had creaks and groans. If you're just following a program blindly, sometimes less is more in terms of coming back.
You need gradual strength training.
Back and so.
So I've recently had a very, very bad knee. So I went to the health people. I was referred to the Nova Health Clinic in Darlington, and basically what they said was that the only way you're going to get better with that is by gentle strength exercises. So not going for it, not absolutely pounding.
Therapeutic, basically.
Therapeutic. So what he was saying to me, one of the things that I was doing was that I would have to stand with my arms against the wall, so if I fell, I could hold myself. And all I would do is gently crouch or squat. Yep. When I first started, Adam, I literally had to go down.
Is that when you realise you haven't been sitting down properly for a while?
But now I can hold it for 10 or 15 seconds and come back up. Hold it down. In the very first week, I got cocky and I pushed myself. That knocked me back about 3 weeks because I'd hurt myself so hard. I was like, and again, went back to the gentleman, lovely guy, and I explained to him, being honest with him again, which is always part of it. And I went, I did this. I actually hurt myself very badly. And then I noticed my next couple of days' exercises, I could only manage 4 or 5. And he went, you're pushing yourself too hard, Andy. Stop. This injury needs
basically,
recovery.
it's a case of doing what he's saying to do. The problem is with an AI, it's, it kind of tells you what you want. So it's like, how can I improve this?
Yes.
Well, it'll tell you how you can improve it.
Yeah.
How can I make this worse? It'll tell you how to make it worse.
The thing that we did when
positive bias.
Positive. The thing that I did with this is, again, you know, I think I ended up in the Reddit comments. Somebody had mentioned that they used AI to increase their. They were a long distance runner, so they need to increase their heart rate. And basically, the whole argument of the story was, I used AI to do all of this, and it gave me a fantastic workout program. And somebody said, yes. However, I have done some strength endurance training, but I've got a heart problem. When I put in AI, it told me so many things. I went, I will literally die of a heart attack, because it said it didn't understand that I had a heart condition. He said, when I then said, I want to increase blah, 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 by the way, I've got this heart condition, and he gave the exact medical term, I went, okay. It basically said routine 1 to routine 2 was so different. But that's because, again, don't just blindly put stuff into AI.
And it should probably say, go and talk to a doctor.
Go and talk to a doctor.
Like, there's exercise on, like, I'm exercise on referral qualified, sort of thing. Like, there's people in gyms equipped to help people with health conditions.
Because they've got the experience.
Yeah, and also they've seen it. So I think that's the other thing. You know, you could go, pushed it too hard. And I'm like, well, that's why I set you at the level I set you. Because they kind of have a bearing on your build, size, shape, and what probably is an appropriate weight, whether that be body weight or whether that's adding weight. Yeah. So there's a lot to be said that you walk into any gym and go, how much should I lift on a certain machine?
Yeah.
They'll probably start with the right question. AI would give you a number. They would start with the question, how much have you lifted before?
Yes, nothing.
Or have you lifted before?
No, I've not. So therefore do this.
Therefore you need a lightweight to get used to the movement pattern so you don't start blowing things out.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important. AI was useful in my scenario to go, I was just going, here's what I'm doing. Can you give me a bit of feedback? Like, am I hitting it enough? It worked it out for me. So AI is a really interesting one for me because a lot of people do it. What I will say, one last thing, I've had a bad foot, been playing rugby on it, knowing full well that I need to stop playing rugby on it, basically. Since I've stopped playing rugby for my neck, my foot's got better, right? But I've been looking at plantar fasciitis.
That's what Michelle's got,
yeah. I've been looking at exercises for it. I've been looking at this, that, and the other. Give me some exercises to make it better. There's some exercises. It was no running was what I needed to do.
Yeah.
So now I'm walking around pain-free, which is lovely. But I know right now, as soon as I go back to running around the rugby pitch, it'll probably set it off again. Yeah. So I just need to let it settle down. So a benefit of taking this break is I'm now walking pain-free, which is amazing. So last night my family dog walk.
Massive benefit.
Yeah, it was like, we're doing that. But if I'm asking for exercises to do it, all I'm going to get is more exercises. It's not going to go, you should probably just chill out for a little bit.
Conscious of the time, my friends. So one of the things that came up on all of this is that there.
Main problem is battery life and power. Yeah, I agree.
So all of these things that are currently monetary, we are consuming massive amounts of energy.
Yep.
So for those people that
and
AI, for those people that are, shall I say, obsessed with this data, you know, I must charge my watch. I know somebody who's got 2 watches because they use it that much with everything tracking on it that it runs out of battery quite quickly.
Yeah.
And then they swap it. Your phone is constantly on charge.
A lot of e-waste.
Your ring, your smart ring, constantly on charge, or you've got to charge overnight.
Yeah.
It's really quite bad. We do have, you know, one person is saying we are destroying the world with AI because the massive amount of water,
for
green
cooling.
energy for cooling, and the amount of electricity we're consuming to power the hunger that we're all going to get. I think, again, we're touching on the AI. AI is not going to go away. It's going to get stronger and stronger, and we're going to demand it more and more. Will that have a negative impact on the environment? Very possible.
If we know the answer to that, we've figured it out. I think that's the challenge.
I've asked AI, and it basically went, no, I will take over the world.
I think you know, it's a really interesting discussion, this, because I think to sort of get to the wrap up for this, I think it's very easy to focus on screens and devices that are outside your body when actually you're using those to focus on yourself inwardly.
That's a good point, well made.
There's always got to be, and what's nice about a step counter or a heart rate monitor or anything else, the fact is the fact. Like, it's not, but when I'm talking about logging food, for example, you know, the battle light. Last night, sat on the sofa.
Yeah.
My wife's got some chocolates. She's like, would you like a chocolate?
One chocolate.
I was like, actually I can have a chocolate
Yes.
because I've done that. But if I hadn't, and I would have said, in fact, I could actually have 2
Ooh,
chocolates.
there you go.
Yes, because I've been logging my calories. However, if I hadn't logged them accurately and I had eaten too much for the day for my goals, I would have to say no. And the reliance is, at the end of the day, all these things are great, but you've summed it up nicely. Pick one metric, one thing that you want to make. If you want to do this and you want to make a change, pick one metric, one habit. Keep it simple is so easy to understand. So mine is, I've got 2 things. I'm gonna monitor what I'm eating and hit a calorie deficit, and I need to do that for pretty much all of this year.
Yeah.
Right? Not in a silly way, but that's what I'm going to do. The next habit is I'm going to build my strength.
Right, okay.
Because strength is a great factor for longevity.
100%.
And I just want to be strong and well.
Right, well, I've got my answer to that while you continue that, but I need to remember the gentleman's name.
So they're the 2 things that I'm working on, and then everything else sits around it. So, am I moving? Am I sleeping well? Do I need to measure all these things? Not necessarily. Some people will want to, and you can measure them.
Right.
But it's about keeping it simple and starting with maybe 1 or, and 2 things. I'm like, exercise, eat well.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. For me, I'd like to become Lee Majors and the $6 Million Man. I want the bionic man. I want the bionic eye. I want the strength. Yeah. Now, interestingly, wrapping up, back in 2015 to 2020, the news in all of the world said that the next innovative breakthrough would be contact lenses with heads-up display. It died a death, but according to the news, 2026, 2027, it's going to make a comeback. And they're talking about you will put in a contact lens predominantly to do with military, but the military will feed information into the soldier's eye, so he will get, and you've seen the films, the aliens or whatever,
put like a way marker.
A way marker on it. You can see that. You can see awareness of what they're doing. And apparently that's when these contact lenses, AI contact lenses, heads-up display contact lenses will make a breakthrough.
Yeah, they're going to be, I don't know. Question is, do we want it?
No, we don't. I went down the other rabbit hole by going, why are we investing so much in
People have been talking about everyone wearing glasses. Like everyone's going to wear
Smart
sunglasses. We both wear glasses. We're currently not wearing our own glasses that we used to see. Partly because I'm short-sighted. I'm looking at you. I don't need to stare at Lena. If I need to look at Lena, I'll put them on.
I'm the opposite. I'm long-sighted, but if I'm reading, I need to put...
Yeah. And I wear them all the time.
Yes.
And I always take them off to eat.
Yeah.
Because I'm sat closer around. I'm like,
Yes.
I just prefer having them. Because when you have a hot cup of tea, steam. Like,
Absolutely, I get that all the time.
I don't know. I'm not convinced. I mean, I think.
You steam your
I think if
contact lenses
anything,
up.
I think to summarise all this, I think if anything, my thing is I think we need to get away from this tech a little bit. Get outside, experience the world, keep ourselves grounded to what the real reality of is.
I remember in the very
planet.
early days of smartphones and smartwatches, my dad, bless him, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm saying, "I'm just checking." I said, "I'm just checking what the weather's like." He opened the curtain and went, "It's sunny, Andrew."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
okay, fair point.
Yeah, fair point. For the future.
Look out the window, Andrew, instead of on the screen. But again, we are not going to dissuade the people. If you look at the younger generation that's coming up, they are addicted to technology and screens.
Yeah, they are.
It's
there
not
is.
going to
It's
change.
whether they're addicted. There is a lot of usage, but then I'm finding like my boys board games.
Yeah.
So I was playing chess with my son last night.
Very
We had
good.
a great time.
Did you win?
I won the first one. We drew the second one.
Very
Both got
good.
down, and it, yeah, but like his brain is so malleable. Like,
Yeah.
you're picking this up much. Like I just,
Sponges.
yeah, I'm like you are. Yeah,
I found since in my later years, I can still learn new technology and still learn new things. It just takes me a lot longer.
he seems to just be able to understand it a lot better. I'm
Here's
like,
chess. This is what that does. Right, got it,
yeah.
Dad?
Yeah, I'm like, it was never like that for me growing
No.
up. But all I'd say is family walk. The two examples I talked about: board games with the family and family walks. They're two of the most enjoyable things we do. And I think you can have all this technology, but maybe sometimes we need to just put it down.
Yeah. But I thought that would be an interesting discussion.
Absolutely. Well, what are you doing this weekend?
Well, considering it's only Thursday.
It is. We're recording day early. I'm not now going to Sheffield tomorrow after all that.
After all of that, you're not going? Was it moved?
Yes.
Right, okay. To next Friday?
No, it's not. No. What are you doing this weekend?
I genuinely believe nothing. It's been a really, really busy few weeks. I've still got my arcade machine to upgrade to Batocera, so I'm still working hard on that. I need to get a hotspot new button, which I won't bore you with, but I need to get something like that. Really enjoying my computing gaming at the moment again. I've finished Outer Worlds 2. I'm now into Memories in Orbit, which is a fantastic indie game. Really gorgeous. So really enjoying doing that at the moment. Still trying to learn AI agents and programming as a sideline because I can't stop learning. I'm loving it. Yeah. I'm loving that thing. But yeah, and then just remember we had the family weekend with my father in Whitby. It was gorgeous. The weather was fantastic.
Brilliant.
I will show you something that will blow your mind away because my food at the restaurant I ordered and my dad saw it and went, oh my Lord.
Oh, wow.
That was my fruit de mer.
Everything out the sea, basically.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. My fruit de mer.
Prawns?
Crab, shrimp. Unfortunately,
Caviar?
Unfortunately, they didn't have any lobster.
Oh, well.
It was off the menu.
I think you'd have been fine.
Yeah. What about yourself, my friend?
Pretty chill this weekend. Yeah. Pretty chill. Six Nations rugby starts, so I'll be watching that. Bit of
As I
coaching.
said, rugby not my thing, so
I'm just going to chill out.
chill out. Well, good for you, my friend.
And Winter Olympics, I believe, starts
Yes,
tomorrow.
did you see the curling yesterday with a lovely lady from Scotland? Something
Anyway,
like that.
I need to get up to speed because I love my Winter Olympics. We watched Eddie the Eagle as well last weekend.
That's a fabulous film, apparently. I must watch it again.
It's really good. On BBC iPlayer.
Oh, well, there you go.
I believe at the moment. So, yeah, but no, enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend, my friend.
See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.